Hi, welcome to Bella's Yoga Room. I'm Bella, and today we have a yoga release. So if you're doing this live time, it is coming up to the end of the year, that final push. Maybe you're feeling pressure to think about goals or resolutions for next year, but this practice is designed to just release anything that you don't need to carry on to next year. So let's start sitting down in a comfortable position. I'm just in hero's pose, sitting with my bottom of my heels. You could have a cushion, you could be sitting up on a block, you could sit cross-legged. So just finding a position that feels comfortable for you to start today's practice. Just allowing the eyes to close or have a soft gaze down. Starting to notice, how is the body feeling today? What's your energy like? Often, again, at this time of the year, we can feel heavy, tired. And if that's you showing up today, well done for showing up. You're here. You might want to have hands face down on the knees or thighs to encourage that grounding back to the body. You could also have palms up. You're ready to receive, but just notice what you need right now. Noticing how is the head over the spine. Are you leaning forward? Are you leaning back? Just checking in with that spine. Maybe even just noticing, hey, hello core, how are we going here? Our core that supports us. Noticing the shoulders coming up. Can we roll them back? Let's take a deep breath in. We're going to do 3 sets of these, and we're actually going to raise the shoulders. So if you would like to keep them closed, the eyes closed, or you might want to open them up. Let's, as we inhale, bring those shoulders up, and then exhale, let them go. Inhaling and letting go. Maybe sighing if that feels good for you. Last one here. And letting go. Beautiful. I'm going to place that left hand, just walk it out slightly away from the body. Maybe have palm down, and then let's take that side body stretch, that right arm over the top. And then coming all the way, allowing that right hand to come down, and left hand. Reaching, stretching out that side body. And over to the left again. Noticing, even just having done this twice now, maybe you feel a little bit more space. Again, not pushing the body, just working with the body. Alrighty, I'm going to bring our arms to a T here. And then you're going to bring arms in front so that the left arm is underneath. And crossing over, bringing either the backs of the palms to touch, or maybe palm to palm or fingers there. And then raise the elbows and then allow the shoulders to sink in, sink down. Feel that stretch across those shoulders. And again, maybe inhaling, allowing those elbows coming up, and then exhaling, feeling those shoulder blades sitting back, sliding back. All right, opening it out. And then on the other side. So now right arm is underneath, crossing. And if you can't reach palm to palm one side, but you can the other, okay, just notice that. And totally fine to have backs of your hands together as well. So again, as we inhale, maybe lifting those elbows and then thinking exhale, allowing those shoulders to drop. Feeling that stretch across the shoulders. We so often hold so much tension in those shoulders. Inhale again and let those shoulders drop down. Last time here. And release. Whew. Let's come over to all fours. Hands under the shoulders, knees under those hips. And as you inhale, looking up, and exhale, curling that spine. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, arching that back. Inhale and exhale. Going to bring the toes to touch, bring those knees nice and wide. And we're just going to allow hands maybe to walk forward as we bring the bottom back to our heels and resting the forehead on the mat. And again, just great job for showing up. So often we can start thinking I'll just start January 1 or whenever it is. But you're here, you're practicing, you're trying your best. And bringing that awareness back, grounding through those hands as we lift up back to tabletop. Let's tuck those toes underneath and we're going to push back, lift up those hips, and then pushing back, walking out. And then finding stillness and maybe a big exhale here. And then walking, maybe crossing those feet over, bending the knees as much as you need to, all the way to the top of the mat. Bending those knees generously, just letting the head hang here. As we inhale, come to a flat back, halfway lift here. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, we're coming up. And hands to heart center. All right, let's inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding down. Step one foot back, then the other. Lowering the knees or strong, coming down to our chaturanga. Gentle baby cobra here, coming down, tucking those toes under, lifting up those hips, coming to our down dog. Inhale, right leg up, bring that forward. Let's lower that left knee here. Coming up, again, hands can always be on the hips here if that's feeling a bit strong. And then allowing that left hand to come next to the right foot and opening up to that right side. And coming back, stepping that right foot back, walk it out, lift up that left leg, bring that left foot forward, lowering down on that right knee, untuck those toes, and coming into our low lunge here. And then allowing that right hand to come down and twisting open, creating space. And down. Okay, let's step back. And again, here we are in our down dog. Nice deep breath in and breathing out. And we're going to do that walking up again, crossing the feet over, coming to our nice forward fold, bending those knees. Just shaking out the head. What can you shake out? What can you let go of? Let's inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Coming back up. And hands coming to heart center. Fantastic. Let's take a step back. We're coming to the center of our mat. You could be at the front of your mat, but I'm doing this so you can see. We are going to come into a little bit of balance work, which is always really good to test. What are we holding on to? What do we need to let go of? So it's going to be eagle pose, and option here as well. You don't have to balance on one leg. So we are going to have those eagle arms again. Some arms coming into a nice T position. Left arm underneath. And opening up here. And if you would like to, you could either just start to bring the bottom back, feet, heels nice and close together in sort of that chair position. Or if you would like to come balance on that left leg, bring that right leg over, maybe just tapping those toes on the side, or you might bind it behind the left leg. And again, thinking about lifting up in those elbows as you inhale, and then exhale, sinking down into those hips. Creating a lot of compression, holding some tension here. Keep breathing. Again, thinking about dropping those shoulders, dropping into those hips. And then I think we've had enough there. Coming up, straightening out that leg, opening the arms. Whew. Let's bring those hands here just behind. And opening up that chest. Maybe lifting that chin slightly. And gently releasing. Careful not to slingshot those arms. Whew. Notice what that feels like. Yes. Let's go the other side. Okay, so when you're ready, and again, thinking about balancing option just to keep both feet on the ground and just into a nice strong chair, still working the body really fully. So it's inhale, and this time right arm's going underneath. Okay, once you've found those eagle arms, lifting up that left leg. If you're ready to balance, maybe again tapping that toe on the mat, and each side's going to be different. And again, as we inhale, maybe coming up, and then exhale, sinking into those hips. Lowering those shoulders. If you're shaking, you're doing a great job. Balancing work's always a good test of our patience, of what we're holding on to. Couple more breaths here. You're doing great. All right, let's come out. Woo! Shake that out. Feel that openness. Sometimes we don't realize how closed off we're being. Let's bring those legs nice and wide here. Again, knees can be soft bend here. We don't want to be locking out. Let's start with hands again, if you're comfortable, to interlace them behind your bottom. And then bending at those hips, coming forward. And maybe allowing those hands to come down behind you. Nice deep breaths here, maybe shaking out the neck, the head. And then let's release those hands slowly down to the mat or anywhere on the legs. Well done. Okay, walking those hands maybe up the legs, coming to the hips, engaging that core as we start to lift up. Let's bring those legs back up together to the front of the mat. Inhale, arms up, and then folding down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold here. Stepping one foot back, then the other, and lowering to the tummy. Okay. Woo. So from here, option to just either come into a Sphinx pose maybe, so having those elbows underneath the shoulders, arms like train tracks here. Or if you would like to, there's an option allowing the forehead to rest on the mat. Again, interlacing those hands behind the bottom here and maybe starting to lift up. Option to lift up the feet. Keep breathing. Notice as you're breathing that movement. And then let's gently release that. Bring the hands placed one on top of the other. Allow the forehead just to rest. Let's bring the big toes together and just wiggle out those hips. And as we lie here on our bellies, as we take those deep breaths, notice that movement of that pushing the belly into the tummy. Sorry, pushing the belly into the mat. We're going to be here for a few breaths, so let's just really focus on that. Couple more. Make these ones really count. Beautiful. Slowly coming out of that pose, bringing the hands to the sides. And just gracefully rolling over onto our lovely backs. Make any adjustments you need to get comfortable here. Allowing the legs just to extend out long, allowing the toes to fall out to the sides. Hands, maybe palms up now. And allowing the eyes to close if you feel safe to do so. And just feeling the ground beneath you, supporting you. Allowing your body to fully be supported. Sometimes we have to let go. Let go of the clinging. Go of those attachments, our expectations. Often us clinging is what causes our suffering. And noticing, how does your body feel now after this practice? And maybe you're feeling emotional, or maybe something's come up for you. And that's okay. The goal of yoga is not always to necessarily be in a state of Zen, but it's how we work through stagnant, stuck energy, emotions. And we have really worked on opening up the chest and shoulders today as part of our release practice. So make sure to go really gentle on yourself with whatever you do after this practice. It's often, maybe we've been holding on to those things because they were protecting us. Maybe it's not working anymore. Do a couple last big deep breaths here. Maybe with a sigh, if that would be helpful for you. Inhaling. Couple more. Wiggle those fingers, wiggle those toes. If you're ready to come out of the practice, let's roll up over to one side. Keeping those eyes shut, if that's comfortable. Bringing the hands in the lap. And opening the eyes when you're ready, coming back to the room. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I'd love to hear how you found the practice and anything else that would be helpful, or any practices that you would like to see. Thank you again, and I'll see you next year. Bye.